Okay, so you've opened your Trello board. Now what? If you've ever found yourself opening up a Trello board, staring at it, ultimately doing nothing, and then closing it again, then this video is for you. But before we dive into this, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a tutorial or upload. Okay, so one of the first things that I have new clients do when we start working together, whether they are brand new at Trello or just, and this is more common, in a situation where they have tried and tried and tried to use Trello in the past. And no matter what, even if they've worked with somebody else or built beautiful boards, they just don't stick with it. This is what I have them do first. And that is to set up a recurring reminder within their primary board to simply open Trello every day. And then they actually do it. They're building the habit. This is something I talked about in an earlier video, which I will link above just in case you've never seen it. But ultimately, the thing that stops most people from finding their Trello setup effective isn't the way their board is set up. It's the fact that they've never built a proper habit of checking their board, and then they never get to a place where they can trust their board. So one of the first things that I have people do usually is to create this recurring automation, right? Where we just create a card that just says, open Trello, we set a due date on it, and it's always going to be for the next day. Typically, I will have them choose the time, but usually I recommend it be in the morning because usually you want to start your day looking at your to-do list and looking at Trello and all of that, right? So we're going to set it up that way so that it starts getting it into your brain, because this is psychologically where, as humans, we are naturally Pavlovian, meaning that if we set up a recurring trigger and it's something that we intentionally respond to begin with, it starts to become second nature so that you don't ultimately need to have this reminder pop up all the time, okay? But early on, you do. So we're going to go ahead and just make this daily. And I always set a reminder, and I always do this daily, even if you're using Trello for work, because you might think that it doesn't make a difference whether you take the weekend off or not. But when you're first building the habit, it does. So I always have them do it every single day. And then ultimately you kind of back that off for reality in the future. But we start with that. So all they do is they get the notification, they open Trello, they look at it, they mark it complete so that it resets itself for the next day. Cool. Okay, well, now what? And you can see here, I had another automation running on this board that I forgot about that said that when something is marked complete on this list, it archives itself. So normally that wouldn't happen. It would simply reset itself and then pop up the next day. But okay, so you've done that. You've been building the habit. You're even at the point where you don't even feel like you need that reminder anymore. Awesome. So now how do you translate that into an actual workflow? So I'm not going to get super detailed into this, but the next step is just to change what you're looking at. Okay, so now it's habit, it is routine for you to open Trello. Great. So now you need to figure out, and actually let's move this over. You need to figure out, what are you supposed to be working on today? Now, I'm going to say right here that this list is already longer than I'd like to see it, because realistically, you're not going to do this many things in one day. This is set up this way because this is a testing board, and so I do all kinds of stuff. This is not a board that I actually live in. But if it was, you would not want your to-do list to be this long. That's where we have a brain dump or backlog or whatever you want to call it of all the tasks that need to eventually get done, right? Then they perhaps move into the to-do list for kind of queuing them up to say, okay, this needs to be done in the coming week. But what about today? That's what you do first. So you're going to open your board like you've built the habit of doing, and you're going to go straight to your to-do list or whatever your this week list is. And you're going to pick the 2-3 max things that you know you are going to do today. This is not about building your ideal day. This is not about grabbing all the things that you'd love to get to today. This is about reality. This is about, what can I do today? So we start with, and this is where, if you've ever read, I can't remember the guy's name who wrote the book, but Getting Things Done, this is where we start with that, right? What is the one thing that you absolutely have to do today? And that comes over first. Okay. Then from that, are any of the other tasks on this list kind of related to? Now, granted, if all of them are, then you're kind of in trouble. But what's the next logical step after you've done this thing? Maybe the next step would be this. So we're going to bring that over and say, okay, I can get those 2 done today. Now, if realistically those are larger projects and that's probably all you're going to have time for, energy for, whatever, then that's fine. You're done. Okay. That's all you need to worry about today. It's always easier to grab something extra and get something more done. But when you are overly ambitious and try to bring over too much to begin with, not only do you end up constantly having to reset things and, clean up your board at the end of the day, it also does something to us psychologically to constantly feel like we're never completing today's list, right? I mean, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just going based off of my experience and experience of friends and clients and all of that, that psychologically feeling like we didn't get everything done that we were supposed to get done makes us feel more overwhelmed. I don't know the reasons why. I just know it's true. But when we are able to complete everything on our list and then add something more and get something extra done, well, then the reverse is true, because not only did we get more things done, but we feel more on top of things, which only sets us up for a better day tomorrow and a better day the next day. So that's what you do next. You start with your open Trello habit. And once that's a habit, you simply transfer it over to a realistic, not ideal, what am I going to do today? And it may mean that at the end of the day, you need to come in and recalibrate some stuff. It's going to take a little time for you to realistically understand what you're capable of doing on a specific day. And so there's trial and error there. But I would always say err on the conservative side. Give yourself one less thing than you think you can complete versus trying to pack out your day. Because like I said, it's always better to get something extra done. So that's how you translate it. That is the next step. And it really can be that simple. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope you liked it. And more importantly, I hope you found it helpful. If you did, make sure you like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, all the things to help grow this channel and make this community something that I can give even more of my time and attention to. And if you really liked this video, share it with somebody else that you think will find it helpful as well. The online tools for your business do not need to be complicated and overwhelming. It's time to let it be easy.